Now there's always been enhancements to all the legacy attractions at Disneyland, and Pirates, of course, is no exception. Tony, you were very much involved with the 2006 changes that brought some of the film's characters into the attraction. There are some changes occurring right now that's been a little bit in the news lately. And, you know, there's always going to be a little bit of... well, Walt said that Disneyland would always change and never stay the same. Marty, you had a few thoughts about that.
Well, Walt started changing things in Disneyland the day Disneyland opened, because when I wrote my first book, it's called Dream and Do It. You can buy a copy here. When I wrote my first book, I went back into the Disney archives and I found the comments that the media had made on Disneyland Open. Boy, I was surprised, because even though I was there, I didn't realize how negative so many of them were, because things didn't work, the water fountains didn't work because of the plumber strike, on and on. There were so many things. Well, Walt was not fazed at all by it. He just said, okay, let's do it, and start fixing things. But part of it was the changes that he started to make. And I think, you know, being around Disneyland for 60-some years, I can tell you that every attraction in Disneyland has had some kind of change since Disneyland began. And I look at it like a theater show. You know, you come up with a new act for a theater show, and it's great. It's still the same story, but you brought a new dynamic into it. And Walt did that constantly in terms of Disneyland, and he had no worry at all about, but I have to say, I appreciate the fact that so many of you came to Disneyland as kids. Then you had kids and you brought your kids here. Now you're grandparents and you bring your kids here, and you want things to be the way you saw them initially. Well, I don't think you want them to be the way I saw them initially. The first year, there was a lot of Disneyland that needed change and got it over the years. And this is just part of the process. And the current Imagineers learned that from my mentors, Tony's mentors, and Orlando's mentors, because they were used to that. Walt would say, okay, let's do this, fix this, make it better, come up with a new scene, whatever it happened to be. It's part of the tradition of Disneyland. I see nothing negative about it at all. I see nothing but positive that Disney's thinking about making it better.